I am letting go of what I can't control. Today is a safe day. Today I am blessed. I walk in my peace and I leave the rest. Quiet the noise. Listen to the beat. Feel the warm earth underneath your feet. Divine protection is all around. I'm walking on holy, beautiful ground. I have peace like a river deep in my soul. I am letting go of what I can't control. Today is a safe day. Today I am blessed. I walk in my peace and I leave the rest. Peace within me. Peace around me. Peace within me. Peace within me. Peace around me. Peace around me. Nothing can shake. Nothing can shake me. Love has found me. Love has found me. I have peace like a river deep in my soul. I am letting go of what I can't control. Today is a safe day. Today I am blessed. I walk in my peace and I leave the rest.
Walk in
I
peace.
have peace like a river deep in
Divine
my soul.
honors.
Deep in my soul.
Divine reset. Divine remembering. Whatever you want to call it. It's divine. If you make it divine. It's all about our outlook, right? And that's, at least that's where it starts. How we view it. How we process it. If we can observe and allow some things to just move. And allow them to keep moving. And release. That's the beautiful thing about choice, right? That we are able to release and to move forward. We are able to grow. We are given these new days for a reason. Every day is another option to do something greater than we did yesterday. So let's bask in it. We're going to get started in a minute. We could do dance therapy to this song. It got a nice rhythm to it. So you know it, you ain't got a whole workout in. Oh, you had a good time while you was doing it. Keep smiling, you are beautiful. Don't let none of it get to you. Shake it all off and let it go. Let it fall by the wayside. All the drama, all the strife, all the problems, even the bills, shit. They're gonna be there tomorrow. They ain't going nowhere. Don't stress about them today.
The universe is kind, the world is deep. Promises of goodness are mine to keep. I am worthy of wealth, I am worthy of love. Shower of blessings from heaven above. My cup is running over, it's an overflow. Everywhere I turn, watch the money grow. Not just the money, but peace in my soul. Abundance is here and I am made whole. I lack nothing, I have enough. I am protected when times get rough. Generosity flows out of my hand. I'm walking in luxury, I'm taking my stand. My cup is running over, it's an overflow. Everywhere I turn, watch the money grow. Not just the money, but peace in my
Everything
soul.
grows.
Abundance is here and I am made whole.
Everything that you touch will grow. You just got to know it.
I have more than enough.
I noticed some beans in my garden today.
Love is enough.
And I was so excited just to see something outside of the beautiful greenery that it's producing. But to be actually producing some plants. Some food, I mean, outside of the plant part. Some food.
Just the money, but peace in my soul.
I've been cutting greens, so I've been having greens, but I got some lettuce that I'm about to harvest. I got some beans coming in, I got some carrots, and some onions that's already almost ready. Everything else is still in the making.
You are worthy.
I have a "You Are Worthy" or "She Is Worthy" journal as well. This one is titled "Shake That Shit Off" because I have a "Shake That Shit Off" journal. And I just gave them different titles so you could focus on that one topic. It helps you
This
to
is how you can uncover all the secrets of your family that no one ever told you. There is a platform
kind of zoom in on that one issue,
uncovering
focus on that, and move on.
You start by entering a name.
Move on to your next journal.
I am a magnet. Yes, you are. everything good is looking for
And you don't have to focus on that particular topic throughout the journal. It just gives you
I don't chase.
a little prelim on how to get started
That's the spiritual.
if you want to.
What is meant
You
for
can take it
me
whichever way you
never
want to.
pass me by.
However you feeling, just write about it. Get it out.
I'm aiming so high.
It's definitely a release.
For everything good,
A nice
living
release.
my life the way that I should. Blessings on blessings, falling like rain. Abundance is
And you don't have to just be journaling about, your thoughts. You could be writing down ideas. You could be writing down your poems or your music. It's a combination of things that I write about. So it's not just limited to affirmations or my thoughts. I write everything down.
doors are opening, walls coming down. Favors wearing me like a crown.
That's how I bring it to light.
I go, people see the light.
But as a writer, it just works for me.
My path is right. I am a magnet for everything good. Living my life the way that I should. Blessings on blessings, falling like rain. Abundance is coming to wash away pain.
Abundance is coming. Abundance is coming. Abundance is coming. Look, let me say that 3 times.
Good morning, favor. Good morning, grace. Good morning,
Grand rising favor.
I love this place.
Grand rising grace.
Good morning, grace. Good morning, success. I love this place.
Grand rising sunset. Look, even though it's noon,
Living my life the way that I should. Blessings on
we're
blessings.
still gonna be thankful for when it did set. Probably 5, 6 a.m. Grateful for the sunset that gives us light. Grateful for the water that we use for so many things. Grateful for the energy and the powers that be that allow us to keep moving, work our cognitive skills to assist others and assist ourselves. These are the things that I write down. So when I start my journaling, sometimes I'll start with 10 things I'm grateful for, just to kind of minimalize it. So it's not a large list, but it just depends on how much time you have, because you could definitely write down more, right? I also like to write about how, all of my feelings that I'm dealing with throughout the day. But because I'm a poet, I put a lot of it in poetry form, so it's something that I can share later, like once I get the message, because I feel like everything is a message for me that I'm supposed to receive. And then once I receive the message, then I'm able to share the message. And it becomes one of those beautiful things that we don't realize, like the whole gift that we have is right within us, and it's a part of our lesson, whatever our lesson is for us. And we're supposed to share that so that we can help other people heal through whatever it was that we were healing through, right? That's how I look at it. So that's why I say shake it off, because you're shaking off all the baggage and all the things that's holding you down. And when we think about our chakras and aligning everything and making sure that our heart is pure and as light as a feather, we have to make sure that we're not carrying baggage that might not be our own, or that might be tied to our past. baggage that we might have just picked up, energy that we might be holding or harnessing. It's all kind of things that we hold on to that we don't realize that we taking into another day, or we might be taking into another situation, and it changes us, or it makes us better or it makes us worse. We just have to evaluate the situation and proceed, right? But to stay in alignment, we have to make sure that all of our actions are what they are, right? And what they need to be. So we're not just saying that that it's gonna be easy, because it's not gonna be easy at all. It's gonna be something that's worth doing, but it's not gonna be easy. So how you doing? Just me and Tom. It's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it. Look, that's what I was trying to say. I'm getting it out. I'm trying to drink my coffee. So yeah, that's why I write a lot, because I feel like it's a nice release. So the more that we learn to release, the better we become, because we're getting out those thoughts that a lot of us hold in and they hold us back. I'm good. How are you? Look, I'm talking about journaling. All right, have you been journaling in your journal? And how powerful journaling is. I think it's really important. So I'm always sharing the message for people to journal and to exercise that ability to write. And to make sure that we're learning how to journal correctly too, and to write these affirmations. I was watching a video, and I'm trying to remember exactly how he put it. Because he was saying he basically had graduated from the I am affirmations, but that's where a lot of people start. So if you're a beginner in journaling, I think that's a good start. But I don't think it's a problem in graduating from that either. And he was saying to affirm it more. So, it's different ways that you can do your journaling, just depending on how you want to do it. But just as long as you're doing it and you're writing out the positive and not the negative. Thank y'all for joining.
Powerful Rising family, how y'all doing today?
I'm doing great. I can't complain. How are you?
Good. I feel an influx of energy today, and the energy feels amazing. My thoughts are in alignment. They steady, they strong, and it just feels like it's time to work.
Yes. Look, you always working. You such a hard worker. Oh my goodness. What do you mean time to work? When did you stop?
Girl, it's that work. It's that fire horse energy, the workhorse energy. It's like a different type of rhythm. It's like a steady heartbeat. And so like I'm always working, but right now it's like alignment with the earth's heartbeat, if that makes sense. And so it's just like doop 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 doop. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Yes, I feel you. Because I definitely understand. That's why I was saying that about my laptop and my phone. Like, I feel like I'm having these issues because I need to give it a break. And I've been teaching myself how to relax. But, yeah, I take my hat out to you, because I know I feel like the generation it's a beautiful thing. And I know you're going to be able to reach so many people in your age gap, but not just that, like, because of the maturity, like these books. Look, let me pull up this flyer. These books are so amazing, like they reaching everybody. I don't even think you can put an age limit on the spectrum of people that you're gonna reach. So I just say congratulations.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, how are you?
I am amazing.
How have you been? I've been checking out your lives every so often when I get a chance to.
Yeah, I haven't been live in the last 90 days purposely.
Oh my gosh, so it has been a
Mhm.
minute.
Yeah. Um, when you're talking about the journaling, I only journal when I'm overthinking.
I read that. That's a
Hmm.
good time to journal, get it out. It's
Yeah.
crazy because I'm left-handed, so I think with a whole nother side of my brain, and I feel like I'm always overthinking.
Yeah,
So maybe
and you
I'm
know what I've
always
been
like,
doing? I'm the opposite of what Afrocentric was talking about. So I'm like aligning my nervous system when it comes to physical activity and when it comes to mental relaxation. Anytime that I've made a plan to do something, I don't look for the outcome. What I do is resonate with the moment. Whatever the moment requires me to do, then I'll do. Other than that, far as pitting over exerting my energy, I'm not doing that. So I'm in a very relaxed space mentally and also emotionally. Allow me to smell my flowers. It says the fruit of your labor. When are we going to enjoy the fruit of our labor? Because if we're not relaxed or in the space of stillness and calm, we can't see what we have already accomplished. And then we don't give ourselves the opportunity to celebrate what we have accomplished. So that's why I'm in the space just watching and observing all the labor I've put into myself and into others, and allowing myself to smell the flowers, to receive from others the love that they give. Because I've been missing that. I've been actually overlooking that and actually overthinking it. So getting in that space of recognizing consciousness as consciousness. That means we're all one. So we have many different thoughts that's going on in the ether. Recognizing that my thoughts, my thinking is imperative to me, for me to solidify. And any other thought, I pay no attention to. I don't even give it a word. I don't even give it a label. You know what I'm saying? I allow it to be like a cloud that passes on by. And that's where I'm at now, and that comes through journaling and also comes through a mental note on a daily, checking in with myself, calling on people that I know that may need some inspiration, or just having a mere conversation, a dialogue of intimacy and appreciation and honor. And be careful with my words when I do speak to people, because I know at the end of the day, me, and I do not want to give off the old narrative of myself to anyone else. I want to give off who I am now to everyone else. Um, I want them to know that they are loved and they are appreciated, and you deserve to receive, because we can be great givers, but can we be great receivers? And that's where I'm at right now. I want to sit still, sat down on the throne, cross my legs, and smell my damn flowers. So that's
like
where I'm at,
that.
sis. Yeah.
I like that. You know why? Because I was just talking about receiving, and a lot of us we don't know how. That is so true. And if you notice how even compliments, how somebody will give you a compliment and you'll be so quick to give it back before you just let it absorb and let it settle
Mm-hmm.
in, that
Mm-hmm.
somebody just handed you something that's beautiful. And we
Exactly.
have to learn to bask in those moments. I'm always talking about taking our time to smell the flowers and
Mm-hmm.
to enjoy the small things. I can
Yeah.
relate to because I'm an overthinker, so I am an overworker too. But I'm in a way like I remove myself from the matrix, so it's like I can relate to both ends of it, because when I
Yes.
do work,
Yes.
it's on my
Yes.
terms, it's on my standards, it's what
Yes.
I want to do. And when Morgan talks about it, I understand the downloads, and when the stuff is coming like and coming and the ideas are coming like you're getting them for a reason. You have to document them at some point, even if you go back to it and work on it later. I am learning how to relax, and it's crazy because it's one of the things that I've been teaching people for years in the business that I'm in as a nail technician, but I don't
You know,
always
it
back in
is
those things as much because we don't think about it like that.
right. Because when I speak to you, I'm speaking to me. That's how I look at it. When I'm speaking to anyone, I'm also speaking to myself. So it's not like a direct message that I'm giving to that person per se, but I'm giving a message to myself because I see everyone as a reflection of me. And it doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. What matters is that humans are coming together and getting into a space of harmony. And we've been so conditioned to be separate, just like when COVID happened and they were talking about 6 feet apart. Well, we don't tell the trees and the flowers and the bees to be 6 feet apart from each other. So why are we telling ourselves that lie? To thine own self be true. It's just like human connection grows when we're connecting in harmony with each other. And the harmony doesn't have to look like calm all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like we put so much limitation on this harmony or this love that we're experiencing that we don't even recognize it's just love. It's just love. It's just truth. And at the end of the day, I don't have to separate myself from whatever the truth is. I don't have to put a label on how truth shows up. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to do that. I can just be in the truth and accept it for what it is and evolve in it. If it works for me, then I'm going to use it. If not, so be it. You know, if it works for you, use it. If not, so be it. You know, yeah, I'm like, I even went recently for like 2 weeks. I've been very diligent having a inner dialogue with my finances, and I recognize without judgment, giving myself grace and mercy, how I've been working in my mind a scarcity mindset. And I didn't even know I was doing that. As much as powerful I speak, but my internal womb still had this scarcity, afraid, outlook on finances. So I had to do some deep womb squats and stretching and recognizing my body when it comes to hearing the word money, currency, hearing people reaching out to me wanting to collab with me with my business. And then I get excited. I recognize the emotions over exert the truth. You get what I'm saying? Like the emotions takes and dictates my decision more than my decision dictates the emotion. The emotion is just an emotion. It's there for a reason. That's it and that's all. But my decision is the truth. Wherever decision I make in those moments is the truth for me at that moment. So my finances, my mindset with my finances has changed tremendously. I'm very open now to receive and get in business with other people that wants to be in business with me, because they ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Nobody got to do anything with me. The fact that I was in their mind, they were thinking about me to collab with me was a beautiful thing in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what's been going on with me for the last 2 weeks, and having some divine conversation with some of my sisters, from some of the goddesses that I've met here on TikTok, has really, oh my gosh, uplifted me so much. You are one of them, and a couple of other ladies that I resonate with. But you and Lady Goddess and my bestie Dalal, y'all three women, y'all really inspire me to stop being afraid to step out on faith. and to really dig deep into business minded oriented, family minded, or just really into connecting true health in all areas of my life. That means my connection with my blood family, my connection with the community where I live at, where I reside, and my connection to myself. So I appreciate you continue being the woman and the goddess that you are, and giving out these information from like the books that you have right behind you, to consume the stroll, get out the crave, get into the field, 2026, 27, Afrocentric spiritual codex. Like, yeah, it's time for us to rise. It's time for us to rise, and I'm grateful that you have risen and to the occasion and given out this beautiful dialogue for us to follow and to take personal and explore and evolve in that. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Because it definitely, I feel like it takes one to know one. Like, we recognize the people that we're gonna impact because they impact us in the same way, in the same light. And that means a lot to me because it let me know that I'm doing something right. Oh my goodness.
Most definitely, most
You
definitely.
need to hear that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I receive it.
Yes, you better.
Look,
You
instead
better.
of
You
saying anything, let me
better.
shut up and just receive it.
You better. Shoot, it's about time that we give each other's our flowers, and I'm one of those. I am definitely one of those women that recognize, in especially our culture, we've been put into a position to always carry the load. And then we also been put in a position not to receive our flowers. They want access to everything that we are, but then there's no reciprocity. So then I was thinking to myself, how can I show up to my beautiful goddesses? Because I know I know who I am, right? So how can I show up to these other goddesses and let them know they are appreciated and they are loved and they are seen and heard? It's needed. It's needed. And that's one thing for sure. I'm definitely going to give you your flowers while you're here. I ain't going to wait till something happened. No, I'm going to give it to you now. I'm going to give it to you now, baby. I don't miss no
appreciate that.
opportunity to share my flowers and share my honor and my appreciation to the goddesses in this space. I don't care what space it is. It's going to be TikTok, Facebook. I don't care what it is. It's divine to me.
Them flowers are important. Look, and I like to smell my flowers. Look, I'm
Yes,
gonna smell 'em while
ma'am.
I'm
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
So,
Clock it.
I'm gonna receive all of that, and I'm gonna, I am gonna say that I appreciate you too. Because
I know it's hard to take. I know it's not hard. I know it's I've been through it where my body felt a certain type of way when I was receiving compliments to a woman that looked just like me. And then when it came to the woman who did not look like me, it's almost like Uncle Tom kiss ass shit. Excuse my French. I will receive it from them, but I wouldn't receive it from me, a woman that looked just like me. And I had to ask myself, why? Why was it so uncomfortable for me to hear another woman that looked just like me giving me my flowers? And what it caused me to do was go into the depths of my childhood and what era I was in at that moment and at that time. It's most likely it's a learned behavior. It's a conditioning. So to get out that conditioning, you had to be true to yourself. You had to go to the deep, the roots, the depths of you, and relinquish yourself from those ideas that will push and oppressed over you. Because not only that the family system was like that, but society was like that too. The workplace was like that. Any place that a woman like us go to, it seems like the environment makes it so um overwhelming for us to stand in a position that is not for us, to save somebody, to be somebody's superhero, but we ain't superheroes to ourselves. To have access to all our capabilities and abilities to make things happen for people, but then we depleting ourselves. So I had to really reconstruct my thinking, reconstruct my position in my body, and not judge how my body receives compliments or flowers from other individuals that look just like me. And then when I started positioning myself to receive it, most of the time it allowed me to cry. It allowed me to most of the time, yeah, cry. Because I was not used to it. And until I got used to it, then I was able to just be quiet and receive it. And let it sit in my, like literally let it rest in my spirit, in my mind, in my body. And then my body start relaxing. My shoulder wasn't rising anymore. My stomach wasn't turning anymore. It's because y'all were reconstructing my nervous system to receive the flowers. Y'all were reconstructing my mental, allow me to applaud who I am, to applaud the ambition and the doing, you know, to keep it simple, you know. So yeah, you deserve it, darling. You deserve it.
Appreciate that. I definitely do. And I feel like it's like that mirror, like we are a reflection of each other. And we just have to know that. And that's why they say the more that we work on ourselves, the more that we treat other people, you know, it changes our outlook on the way that we look at everything else. Because, you know, like they say, there's nobody else to blame, or there's no one else to look at for that. You know, of course other people can inspire us and motivate us and teach us, but when it come down to that core work and that core stuff, it has to come from us.
Yes.
And we have to know that. And when we know that and walk in that, it changes the way that we address other women that look like us.
Exactly.
I used to always wonder, like, you know, I walk in a room and I'm just that silly, you know, I'm country, I'm vulgar.
Yes.
That's who I am.
Yes.
And people looking at me like, what? Wait, we're up and down. And it's like, oh, so you was comfortable being the only one in the room. But, you know, and then it becomes a problem where you feel like, you know, well, dang, don't we support each other? Like, the first thing I'm gonna do is go right to somebody that look like me and look for that camaraderie or that sisterhood that you just hardly find. And it's like, dang. It don't
And
make
it's not,
sense.
and let me tell you, it's the trajectory we were conditioned to think, to look at, you know. And if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, in our families and our history or her story, because we had her story in a long time, but we had his story. Where's our story? Where's her story? When is she going to show out? Because see, we're still having this idea and a patriarch man world. You know what I'm saying? Now we're changing. Matriarch is coming back on the throne. Mother is here now, and she is letting us know who we really are, and not about the things that we do, but about just the essence of who we. Look how divine our bodies are. Look how we are equipped and built to give birth to nations and kingdoms. Nations and kingdoms don't exist without us. It don't. We created this reality. We created human. It came through our portal. Look how divine we are. Look how extraordinary we are. Oh my God. And then we're going to ostracize ourselves. We're going to demonize our work. We're going to, and if you do look at me a certain type of way, thank you. I've got your attention.
Yeah.
I've gotten your attention. So my trajectory, when even I walk through a room and if all eyes on me, that means I've stopped something mentally in your awareness. Maybe you may have been going through something crazy in your mind. And I walk through the room or the door or a place, right? And I stop it. You see how powerful we are?
Yeah.
We stop a lot of stuff from happening in other people's life unawarely.
Most definitely.
So when you walk through a room from now on, Books by Nanitra, girl, just know this. You stop a mass of energies and consciousness that maybe was thinking about doing something they had no right doing. And you caught their attention, and by your presence, you changed the trajectory of their mindset. By your presence, you changed whatever was going on in that moment in their lives to stop. That's who you are. That's why they look at us the way we look at us. We are divine, baby.
Yeah.
We are awesome. And then the idea of this reality wants to project that when 2 or 3 of us are gathered in the room, we must go against each other. No, when 2 or 3 are gathered in the room that look like us, we change and move mountains, baby.
Yes, it's so powerful.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it looks like on the outside.
It is. It
Yes.
definitely is.
Care how your eyes looking at me and your eyes batting at me. I don't care about none of that. I just got your damn attention, goddess. What's up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you doing?
And you learn to optimize it and use it to, put a little more pep in your step. And
Yes.
keep it going and love you too,
You know
love
what I'm
too.
saying? Come on, man. Now we get to change the story. We get to change the narrative. What is it for us now? And I said this even in my journal, like when we repeat something that happened in our past, then it's doomed to happen because we keep speaking on it, because we keep repeating it. It becomes a past when the behavior has changed. The behavior is not the same. Your speaking is different. You know what I'm saying? Your outlook and trajectory on life is totally different now. You don't see what everybody else see. Now you become this awareness. That's it and that's all. And as soon as you are aware of a thing, it changes immediately because you're aware of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you came up with the idea to do those 3 books in one transformation, immediately that was change. That immediately you was aware and immediately it changed the trajectory of everyone around you. And however it looks, let the chips fall wherever they may fall.
Well, these 3 books, we're gonna give this one to Morgan. These are her books. This is her book bundle.
Okay, Morgan, where she at?
And she's gonna
Right
read
here.
something. She's gonna read
There she
something
go.
for
I'm
us.
talking about. I thinking is, you know
She's
what?
gonna read something for us.
Yes, Afro girl. I thinking y'all 2 the same people. Lord have mercy.
Oh no, you're fine. You still tapped right on in.
Yes, ma'am. Oh
The
my God.
dialogue is beautiful, and you said some stuff that made me want to read my books a certain type of way, right? We're talking about ascension, we're talking about going to the mountaintop as well as moving the mountaintop and being able to move the mountain. And that's so funny because that's one of the premises of my book, Get Out of the Cave and Get into the Field, because it is an expansion of consciousness, right? And so this book discusses how the cave is the lowest point. It is the infrared right below the root chakra. And we have to, especially while we're asleep, climb out of that cave in order to get into the light. And the top part of the light past the crown chakra, that would metaphorically be seen as the mountain. And I wanted to read just 2 chapters to you about the cave and the mountain, and really get some of your thoughts. I think that your dialogue is very beautiful and peaceful, and I think that you would be able to pick up something from this stuff as well as to alchemize it and transform it into your own understanding.
Okay.
Okay, so this is chapter 1. It's called The Cave. A cave is a deep hollow chamber within rock or earth. It is often horizontal and large, and it brings up ideas of enclosure, retreat, or waiting in the underworld. Here, ancestral echoes and twisted stories trap the soul. Etymology. The word cave comes from Middle English cave. Around the early 13th century, it was borrowed from the Old French word cave, meaning vault or cellar. This came from the Latin word cava, meaning hollow place, enclosure, coop, or dungeon. Cava comes from cavus, meaning hollow, and this goes back to Proto-Indo-European, meaning to swell, vault, or hold. It means a scoop out empty space, and this is the opposite of the field's open era. Now, the cave is the lowest point at the edge of the personal resonance field, and its shadows doorway where illusions blind the soul. The dead linger here in forgetfulness. The climb to higher fields start here. Before I woke up spiritually, I lived in a mental cave. It was not a physical place, but a state of mind where I felt trapped and blind to reality. At this time, I was living in Okolona, Mississippi. I worked for farmers through the Peace Corps Vista program while holding down 2 other demanding jobs. I served as an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer, a fellow with the Mississippi Black Women's Roundtable, where I was earning my certification to run for public office, as well as a fellow with the Marshall's Accelerator program. The stress was overwhelming. As a single woman juggling all of this, I could not make ends meet or support myself, so my days started to run into a blur. I followed the same routines filled with constant doubts. I felt blind to what was really happening around me and inside of me. Everything seemed heavy, like a weight I could not lift. I spent my energy chasing things that did not matter, podcasting that became just digital noise, fashion and surface appearance, and old family stories that I accepted without question. There was no real growth in my life, only shadows flickering on the walls of my mind. I believed that this was all that life had to offer. The fears and mischances from my ancestors pressed down on me like the rocks of a cave. My own mind had become the prison. Illusions were the chains holding me there. I was sleepwalking through life, even in my professional work. My thoughts stayed narrow and straight, never branching out to see the bigger picture. Even as a young girl around the age of 4 or 5, I remember sitting in the back seat of my mother's car. Something shifted inside of me. A simple question came to me. Why am I here? That question was the first crack of light in the darkness. The cave became too small and confining. I knew I had to get out. Looking back, I see the plan was much easier said than done. And as I've grown older, I've learned the only way out of the cave is up through the process of ascension, step by step. Now, let's understand Plato's allegory of the cave. Plato was an ancient Greek philosopher who lived from 427 to 347 BC. He was a student of Socrates and a teacher of Aristotle. He wrote the Republic to explain how a perfect society would work. In Book 7, he tells the allegory of the cave to show the difference between illusion and truth. Plato describes prisoners chained in a dark cave since birth. Their legs and necks are fixed so that they can only look at a wall in front of them. Behind them is a fire. People are carrying objects between the fire and the prisoners, casting shadows on the wall. The prisoners see only these shadows and think that they are real. They name the shadows. They fight over them. They do not know about the fire or the real objects. In fact, here is what Plato writes through Socrates, quote, "Human beings living in an underground den which has an open mouth towards the light. Here they have been from childhood, and their legs and necks chained so they cannot move and can only see before them. Above and below them a fire is blazing in the distance, and between the fire and the prisoners there is a raised way. You will see if you look a low wall built along the way, like the screen where a marionette player have in front of them, over which they show the puppets. One prisoner breaks free. He turns around. The fire starts to hurt his eyes. He sees the real objects for the first time. He climbs out of the cave into the sunlight. At first, the light blinds him. Slowly, his eyes adjust. He sees reflections in water, then real things, the stars, the moon, finally the sun. The sun stands for truth and goodness, the source of all light. Plato says he will be required to grow accustomed to the sight of the upper world. And first, he will see the shadows best. Next, the reflections of men and other objects in the water, and then the objects themselves. Last, he will be able to see the sun. The free man goes back to the cave to free others. His eyes, used to sunlight, struggle in the dark. The prisoners laugh at him. They think he went crazy. They say staying in the cave is better. They will kill anyone trying to free them by force. Plato explains the meaning. The prison house is the world of sight. The light of the fire is the sun. You will not misapprehend me if you interpret the journey upwards to the ascent of the soul into the intellectual world. This story connects directly to the cave in our map. The cave is the lowest point at the field's edge, like the root chakra where illusions trap us. The shadows are the lies we accept as truth. Old family fears, surface Bible reading, digital distractions. The fire is the first glimpse of reality that hurts. Climbing out is like leaving the cave for the field. The sunlight is the higher fields. This is personal resonance. This is Christ consciousness field. This is the formless unity field. Going back to help others is like when I was podcasting truths to those still chained. They resist like I did before waking up. The only way out is up, step by step. So this is one of the first chapters, and I would love to hear your thoughts about the cave. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You know, I
What
think
do
it's
you?
absolutely divine, and it's well put. Is and she was asking you, just me in time. What do you think about it?
Oh my gosh, okay. I have a lot to say on that right there. Whew. Let me take a deep breath. The part that got to me is about the cave of the mind, being trapped in your mind. And how you described it is exactly how I would put it in words, and how I felt when I was younger. All the ideas and visions and plans I had for my life did turn out how I wanted it to at that moment in that time, and how, you're talking about the shadows of everybody else's opinions of me mattered more than the opinion or the truth of myself. First of all, I'm going to give you your flowers. This is divine. This book will unlock first of all our imagination, because I felt myself in it. I closed my eyes while you were reading, and I can see the cave, and what I'm imagining, I'm seeing little specks of, the light, the staff that they have to see light with a little bit of bush on the top, and they light it up to see through the caves. Afro, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
To
yes,
see through the
yes.
caves. So when you were reading and you were speaking, this is what I'm seeing in my head. And in my eyes when I'm closing while you're talking. See, I love to close my eyes when people are reading. One thing about me is I use my imagination. And that's something that was robbed of me when I was younger, because I love to imagine. What I didn't know, what I was not aware of, is in my imagination, I was able to create reality. And the shadow of me bound me not to move forward. So you can say sabotage, self sabotage was a big part of me not taking that chance on myself, not finishing the things that I wanted to do, not making a decision far as when it came to my children or came to my family that was best for me. You get what I'm saying, Afro? Like I've been in a space where old family narratives that were passed on to me, I carried the weight. Now I can let that be. This is what I'm getting out of it. Now I'm out of the cave. I have
Yeah.
ascended to being the
Yes.
master of my fate. Now I can
Yes.
close that chapter. Now I can write a new one. What is it going to be for me now? Girl, you just freed a whole lot. As you can see, the young lady that's giving me and you the gift, that's my daughter. How divine it is to be in a space at this moment, at this time, where my daughter is hearing what I'm saying, heard what you just read, meeting books by Donitria. I don't count that lightly. I don't. I don't count that lightly.
It's definitely a confirmation for you. Like, this is like a physical embodiment of giving you your flowers for real. And just like I read in the chapter, like when they were in the cave and he got out the cave, he went back in and saved people, and he was telling people about what he was seeing outside of the cave, and the people called him crazy. I got a friend in Jamaica right now. They say he be telling me all the time, they call him a madman in clean clothes because
Right.
he is blindsided by the light, most definitely, but you can't do nothing but provide words to describe your personal experience. But when we come together like this and we talk about our perception, right, and that's all consciousness is an elevation of perception. We are giving people a new way to look at things, right? And oftentimes, if they're unable of imagining it, they will think you're crazy because it's so absurd, it's so taboo, it's not what normal people are talking about. And so this is your confirmation. This is confirmation for her that you're on the right path. And I think that is beautiful. I love the energy.
Yes, yes. I was not expecting her to show up. You know what I'm saying? So I've been mastering my manifestation mentally because as a man thinketh, so they become, right? And I know woman is the one that holds the power of their thinking. That, like I was speaking earlier, you was talking about the crown, the crown chakra, right? And that comes with the consciousness. So training and disciplining my mental is allowing me to manifest my reality now comes into my nations, which is my legacy, which is my 7 children. And I don't call them children anymore. I call them kingdoms and legacies. I call them nations. Because when I leave this realm, they will still be here and they will carry on my legacy. And the legacy that I want them to know is they can be themselves. They don't have to be trapped in this conditioning that I've been trapped in for so many years. They don't have to wait until they're 47 years old or at a certain age to be who they need to be. They don't have to limit themselves from their thinking. They don't have to limit themselves from this conditioning that my family and my mama, and my daddy has put on us. Our ancestor is us, and they are me, and they parent me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. My babies parent me, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. So I saw Donita on here, and I was like, do I want to go on TikTok today? Just go on in and support your sister. That's all. And I received a grand blissfulness from Afro about everything that I'm desiring in my heart. And I do want to shed light. And I also got what the reading is that when you do, I don't think we go back. What we do is just be the version we need to be for those to be free. And the truest freedom is yourself, embracing everything about you, liking everything about you, loving everything about you, and whatever needs to be changed within yourself, it actually automatically happens because now you're aware of it, and change is inevitable. And I've broken every chain, every bondage, every, if you want to say, curse that was placed on my family and my lineage. I am the broken chain. I am that one that will that has done the work in the spiritual realm, and brought it here into this reality with no limitations. And I don't put any expectations on my children or anybody else. I just allow people to be. So thank y'all for allowing me to be in this moment, because this was, wow, this was beautiful. This is what I needed. This is what I desired. And I'm grateful for it.
Anytime you want to share, you're definitely welcome. I provide a safe space for you to come and release and speak, and we are happy to have you. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
When you were visualizing the cave and what you were thinking of the book, this picture came in mind that I had, and I had saw this picture somewhere, and I was like, I was just drawn to it for some reason. And it's, when you look at the light and you look at, I guess, what, the visual of there being an escape from all the things that's holding us back. I feel like that's what I heard, and I like the way that you put it, because I feel like you gave us a visual, just like she said. Like I was able to picture exactly what you were talking about, and it's a good way to put it. How we could be trapped in our own thoughts and our own mind.
You know what? And there's a lot of historical proof to back up this concept, right? Because a lot of these concepts are multidimensional in thought. And so, like, you can mentally be trapped in the cave in the first dimension, but then you move up to the second and third dimensions, and you have these stories of people who were literally cavemen. And so, like, it's not to be taken as like a metaphor or semantics, right? That's actually stories all throughout the world of people who were either created in caves, or they migrated into caves and they came out primitively, and so they acted barbarically. And so you have you even in the Bible, you can talk about Nebuchadnezzar, who was ruling over Daniel, and Daniel had a dream about Nebuchadnezzar, and essentially he was cursed by God, and he ended up descending into the lowest form or format of his mind, which was a beast. And so the Bible depicts and talks about him growing long nails, him being bent over and cursed, and they acted out of fear. They acted primitively in a animalistic mindset. And so, like, whether you are mentally in that space, like in the first dimension, and your thoughts and your actions are coming across primitively, or if you're physically coming out of that place and you have to evolve into humanity, and from humanity into godhood. And so I think that it's a beautiful realization to understand that we at some point all started off in this place, and we chose, we everybody was called, many were called, few were chosen, and we chose ourselves to ascend. And so I think that these concepts are beautiful, because the truth is the ability to be able to realize that that's where we're coming from. Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Well
Now,
said. And also, the cave, there's dark in the light. I know the dark is the light because we all came from dark. And if you want to put colors to it, I look at every multiple color that we formulate in this reality, that we have to, it's almost like I had to get into, in order for me to love all people, I had to first go back into love for self, and people that look like me. Because in my family system, I was taught race. I was taught I couldn't play with other people who did not look like me because I wasn't safe. So what I started doing is starting acting like those people who did not look like me and wanted to look like them so I can get what they got. The attention, the entitlement, the approval, the praise, and then I found out as time went on that that need for that validation wasn't coming from my family. It was coming for outside validation for people who did not look like me. And my heart's desire is, now that I've healed from that, I can love all women, especially those that do look like me. I'm giving more of that. And I can do that because I've made a decision that at the end of the day, you call a spade, and I will overstand anybody. I don't care whether you of other race, none of that. I will overstand you when it comes to my black sisters. I will do that. I will fight. I will be aggressive. Yes. Yeah, I will do that. You know why? Because it's needed. It is time for me to rise in a position as the warrior that I am, right? The warrior of wisdom, the warrior of, I don't give two F's who you is, but when it comes to my beautiful goddesses, I will stand for. Because see, in my mind, Afro, I don't see right or wrong. In my mind, I don't see negative or positive. In my mind, I see we're all one. And I do understand we have a lot of beings out here that do not understand who they are. But I know who I am. And I know who you are. Because you're me and I am you. And I can love all people because of you. Just know that. I can do anything because of you. So why not stand up and be who I am because of you?
And that does lead me into the next section of my book, because you are absolutely correct. When we ascend into unity, we ascend into oneness, and that is because we are celestial beings, right? And we come from the cosmos, and that source is one. So naturally, we're all coming and calling for unity right now. And when we get there, metaphorically, it's depicted as the mountain. And I wanted to read the next chapter, and this is like chapter 10 in my book. And it's very interesting because I know that as I came through my research and my awakening, I definitely realized that the mountains were old trees. And this is what my whole book is about. It's about seeing yourself as a plant, and how you evolve and you grow as a plant, and then you become a tree, and then once you hit the peak of ascension, you become the mountain, which is a petrified tree that's been chopped down. And I love this metaphor because it seems appropriate. And so I'm gonna read this section, and then I would love to hear your thoughts. So, the mountain, the great tree of fields. The mountain stands tall as the living sign of formless unity, total opposite of the cave's dark, stuffy trap down low. It is a bright peak poking sharp through the top oneness field, like a huge hill rising flat land so climbers can finally see clear where the sky touches dirt. Fights and confusions end here in raw truth. No more guessing or hiding. The old English word "munt," the Latin "mons," meaning something that stands out tall, like a giant spike jumping straight from the field into puffy clouds. Think of it as Earth's biggest tree trunk. Roots down into caves, branches scraping heaven, ending the tall and long climb with a wide open view that changes everything forever. Folks across time saw mountains this way, like massive trees linking worlds. The Norse tales have the Yggdrasil, the world tree with roots in underworld caves and crown in sky homes for gods. The Hindu stories of Mount Meru, a center mountain tree holding up the heavens like steady branches. The African Dogon myth calls sacred hills, cosmic pillars that sprout star knowledge just like leaves on a tree. Even the Bible's Mount Zion rises as God's planted hill, dropping eternal peace like ripe fruit. Science backs this up simply. Mountains grow when earth crust buckles up like huge tree roots shoving through the dirt, rocky layers acting like age rings from eons of sap flowing from the hot core. Wind and rain curve bark like patterns, peak pull into sky rivers like the leaf vines feeding life down below. This giant tree spikes from flat fields into clouds, kissing the sky and the dirt at the top spot where light chases all dark away from eyes wide open knowing, turning into the home for alive souls to climb up from love fields below and stay forever changed. What the mountain often means is stories. Now, these old tales all point to the mountains as a high spot where regular struggles meet something way bigger, like road maps showing how people from different times, places climbed out of a mess, saw truth, and came back different, or they stayed up there glowing. They flipped cave darkness into the mountain shine, and they cave fears into peak calm. Martin Luther King Jr.'s mountaintop moment. Martin Luther King gave his famous speech, "I've been to the mountaintop," on April 3rd, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. One single day before someone assassinated him on a motel balcony. He was there backing up, striking a situation, sanitation workers for fair pay and respect, speaking from the Mason Temple like he stood on a high roof overlooking everything. In simple words, King put himself on the mountain peak, peeking over the promised land like Moses did in the Bible, seeing a future full of freedom, justice, and equality for people and everyone who held him down. He sounded calm but powerful, like a man who knew his time was short, saying he'd climb out of the dark cave of racism, lynching trees, and civil rights beatings to taste life, real unity up top. King laid it out raw. "It really doesn't matter with me now," he thundered to the crowd, "because I've been to the mountaintop. I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know that tonight that we as people will go to the promised land. Like Moses, who died before crossing into Canaan after leading his people from slavery, Martin Luther King felt he glimpsed the glow, oneness beyond hate's shadow. But his job was done, urging everyone else to finish the climb and harvest the good fruit of change. The next day, James Earl Ray shot him, almost like the world couldn't handle someone who would touch the peak and come back shining too bright. For us, it's a real life climb story, out of pain caves, through the crisis unity fields, where the group love healed splits into formless unity, which is a calmness. Martin Luther King lived on that mountain, ready to let go, pushing souls to keep rising forever. His words still echo, proving one peak changes everything, even if you don't come back down the same. On the other hand, you have Great Mount Olympus. Now, Greek myths paint Mount Olympus as the topmost home of the gods, a massive floating peak sitting high above the clouds where Zeus swings his thunderbolts and calls the shots. Up there, sweet nectar flows like the best wine you've ever tasted, and immortals kick back with endless parties, live music, and shiny golden palaces. No depth crept in, no dirty ground underfoot, just pure chill forever. Heroes like Hercules grind through crazy trials below, and they finally climb up as a big reward. Regular folks only sneak peeks and dreams or visions, wishing that they could stay. It's the sweet spot where all humans meet. Think bloody Trojan wars, scary cave monsters, and everyday fights meeting divine coolness, like opposites smashing together from a godly group hug and bright light. No more struggling alone, everyone balanced out in perfect harmony. Hercules, the muscle-bound hero from Greek myth, showed the perfect hero's journey straight up to Olympus, grinding through 12 brutal labors that mirror our climb from the cave shadows to formless unity peak. Picture Hercules starting down low in the dirt, Wrapped by guilt after madness kills his family, facing impossible tasks like strangling the lion in his dark cave, cleaning the stinking Augustan stables, or stealing apples from the god's garden guarded by a dragon. Each labor tests body, heart, mind, and soul from the layers of chapter 10 and 11. Sweaty wounds in the body love layer, forgetting his past and heart ties, wise strategies and wise world, and the divine strength surges and spirit flow. He does not quit. He plows through chaos like tilling bad soil from chapter 8, bearing good fruit of courage that feeds his legend. Finally, after his last labor, catching Cerberus, the three-headed dog, from Hades' underground cave, Zeus finally calls him up to Olympus, making him immortal amongst the gods. The hero journey hits its peak here, as Hercules himself declares in later tales trapped in these biblical files. Through trials, I have earned my place amongst the deadless ones, flipping the cave monsters and personal mess into eternal nectar peace. This maps dead on to our field. The labors blast through the personal resonance field in chapter 4. The Christ field knits his long fight into godly family, and the Olympian lands him into formless unity. There's no more little self, just endless glow and full rest with Zeus's thunder family. The cave fears died below. Top light bathes him forever, and the souls rising from love fields to the mountains home. Hercules comes back changed, not just buff, but divinely glowing, sharing strength with mortals below, proving that the cave climb turns hero pain into oneness, harvest rather than ends. And so that is a short piece of chapter 12 of The Mountain. And as you can see, it is a worth climb, and it's not a linear climb. It is a cyclical climb. And so we ascend upwardly. We cannot do it as if it is easy and as if there will not be any trials or labors for us to be able to get through. But once we get to the top, we will understand the reason why we had to be purified, and we will be grateful that we made it to the top. And so I do want to thank you all so much for taking the time out to hear me just read a couple chapters of this book. And I hope that it helps you the way that it helped me as I was writing it.
Thank you for reading it. Anything, what I'm getting from that is like pure gold goes through the fire before it becomes pure gold. And when it comes to trials and tribulations that we have went through as people, and even as our personal selves going through our own personal stuff, that shared experience strengthen us to sit on the mountaintop. So back to what I was talking about, smelling our flowers. Now, it's not about me sitting on the mountaintop looking down low. It's about me having a heavenly minded and earthly good. I can be both on the mountaintop and on the earth, and I'm grateful that, you are expressing it in your book. And it definitely helped me go into, just relaxation and experiencing the moment, enjoying the moment of a woman that wrote a book about life, the transitions that we go through in natural form, the struggles and the challenges that we have faced, and how to climb that mountain properly. How about that? How to know the difference between climbing the mountain without complaining, recognizing that we are equipped and built for the mountain, to climb that mountain, that we have all the tools to get to the top of that mountain, and then we get to enjoy the benefits of that labor. So thank you, my love, for sharing that with us.
Thank you. You are so dope because you be right on time with it. What's crazy is as you were talking, you reminded me of another section of another book that I had read. When we were talking about the alchemizing or the alchemical process of turning lead into gold, right? And if you don't mind.
Go
I
ahead.
would
Yeah,
love
I
to
like
read this.
activating everything that you got, baby. You feeding me.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so this is coming from my third book, and it is called To Consume the Scroll. It is the unveiling the divine word through prophecy and alchemy, right? And so this book, I go through this long journey of consuming the scroll and reading the word esoterically as well as historically. And then I go through and I discuss the stages of transmutation, right? And so that is the alchemical process of going through lead and turning it into gold, but it is also something that you can do alchemically as well. So this is coming from chapter 10 of my book To Consume the Scroll, and it is called Stages of Transmutation, Nigrato to Roberto. Okay, alchemy maps out personal and spiritual change through 4 stages named after colors, like step-by-step plan that turns life trash into shrining treasure. Now, these stages appear as a big circular wheel of pictures on the Ripley scroll, a clear visual guide for readers to consume the scroll deep inside themselves, mirroring the prophet's journey from outer woe into inner sweetness. Each stage builds a biblical eating experience, helping true seekers process judgment into light, much like light codes from the planetary parade spark this book's unrolling. So the first stage of this process is called nigrato, and it's the blackening. The word nigrato comes from the Latin word niger, meaning black or shiny black. Entering alchemy around the 13th century describes the first darkest phase of breakdown. This stage hits rock bottom. Everything rots and falls apart. The body feels like it's dying, and the ego shatters into pieces. The Ripley scroll imagines both black crows picking up a corpse or a dead toad rotting in mud. It lines up with Ezekiel's outer scroll slide, slamming the stomach first. It is loud grief over sin, exile, and life's total myth. Nothing escapes, burning it all to ash as the starting purge. The next stage is called albedo, or the whitening. Albedo derives from the Latin word albus, meaning white or whiten, used since ancient times for the bleaching process, adapted in alchemy by the 12th century form of purification. Next step comes the deep cleanse. Midnight washes away the filth like soap scum floating off of a silver bath or a white swan gliding pure. The prophet tastes honey, and the taste kicks in here. Clarity emerges after dark night of the soul, just like a detox or sun gazing after the parade cleared mental fog into focus. The next step is called the citrinus, or the yellowing. The citrinus stems from the Latin word citrinus, meaning lemon yellow, from citrus or fruit, a later alchemical term from the 16th century, bridging the white and red phases through a less common today. Dawning sunlight shines golden yellow, wisdom sparks like the rising sun, or oil lamps suddenly illuminating hidden scrolls. It acts as a short bridge to the finale, early enlightenment warming up, hinting at the fuller gold ahead. The final stage is the rubino, or the reddening. The rubino comes from the Latin word rubber, meaning red, and is documented in alchemical texts by the 14th century as a triumphant final stage. A red fire crown is it all. A phoenix rises from the ashes. A king gets crowned in the flames. The philosopher's stone is born. Opposites unite in a chemical wedding. The sun joins moon. Male blends with female, birthing total wholeness. This echoes the lamb snapping open, the revelation steel, or Jeremiah's heart exploding with joy. The person emerges fully remade, a priest king ruling their inner room, world, and beyond. In plain text, pain first breaks you down. This is the nigrato. Then it cleans you up. This is the albino. The spark's fresh insight. This is the citrinus, and the finally perfects you into gold, or the rubino. The biblical scroll eating follows this exact path, like alchemists digesting symbols through deep study, turning outer toughness into inner power and light. This echo proves the scroll reach for far beyond paper. They transform everyone who truly consumes them, lifting lifting people from brokenness to crown wholeness. The prophets tasted this truth first in their visions. Alchemists later charted this step in a valid detail, and part 4 lays out the bare soul's outer role against the inner honeyful contract. And so then the book it turns into an analysis of the Ripley scroll, and essentially the Bible is hinting through the stories of the scroll that we must go through an alchemical process, and that it changes the inside as well as the outside, and we're physically going through that alchemical process now. And what's crazy is that when you look up under these scriptures, you can find this information, and then it points to a actual physical scroll that the alchemists worked on in Europe in like the 1600s, and it's called the Ripley scroll, and it talks about all these different ways to get to these forms of enlightenment. And I connected back to the Cometian knowledge. I connected back to the quantum energy fields. Like, it's a really detailed book that I kind of wrote by accident. But I just wanted to share that information with you because it matches up with this concept and of what we're actually doing, which is transforming and transmutating from the blackness into gold, or the lead into gold.
Boy, what a wonderful accident. Real talk. I think it sends a very powerful message, and it says so well. So it's something that you can read over and over again. So I appreciate you for putting this beautiful book together. So book bundles are available. Look, I'm gonna be the cheerleader. No, I got a big mouth. Y'all can contact Morgan directly if y'all would like to support and grab the 3 books that she has available. She also has another book as well, so she has 4 in total, but the 3 comes in this bundle. Did you want to share, if you have time, anything from the Codex?
Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. In the meantime, y'all can let me know what chapter or what y'all want to hear from what section of the Codex.
Explain a little bit of details to Just Me and Time so she can understand what the Codex entails.
Most definitely. So the 2026-2027 Afrocentric Spiritual Codex, in a very basic understanding, is that it is a complex dictionary. So a codex is a specific grouping of words that follow under a theme. And so the theme of my codex is spirituality, energy, esoterics, quantum energy, as well as mythology throughout the African diaspora. So that's a collection of words from Africa, from the Caribbeans, as well as from the Americas, because that is where all Aboriginal people popped up in when the world was created. And the book is really created to help people to be able to have a fuller understanding of this realm that we're in and we're moving into, which is spirituality. And what I've learned as I've been working on this book is that we're all talking about the same things, but we're using different terms and reference points, right? And so I could be talking about plasma, and the same person, another person could be talking about ether, another person will be talking about the 5D, and so on and so forth, and they don't understand that we're all describing the same aspects of the Great Mother, or the Great Spirit. And I wanted people to be able to have this book and use it as a reference point. Maybe if they're watching YouTube videos, Young Pharaoh, 607 B-Dale, and they're hearing people have all these huge big words and stuff, and they don't know where these words are coming from, and they'll be able to pull out the word, not only read the definition, which was created mindfully. I didn't just copy paste definitions. I tried to use the best words and definitions to help paint an understanding of the words, include etymology, so you can see how the word has evolved throughout time, and how it has grown and what it has grown to mean, as well as synonyms at the bottom, so that you can know what the related terms are. and it's grouped by alphabeticals, and then at the back end of the book I have a section for numerology. So if you're a person and you always seeing 111, 222, 12, 12, 11, 11, you can go to the back of the book and you can easily be able to figure out what those words are trying to communicate to you. And it's not just through esoterics, it's through the gematria, the numerology, angel numbers, as well as through the Bible. And so I try to be very, very mindful. This book is great for individuals who are at the beginning stages of learning, and they trying to keep up with everybody that's moving so high paced. And I hope that it helped. I know that I learned a lot about words when I was writing this, and it's definitely helped evolve my reading because of the Latin.
Thank you for that breakdown, man. I feel like this is amazing for you to create a whole codex. I feel like it took a lot of work, and it helps a lot of us who are working on changing our verbiage and looking for those words in replacement of those other words that we shouldn't be using and all of that good stuff. So once again, I'm like, who would think of that? Like, as a word, even as a wordsmith, of course I'm a poet, so I'm putting the words together, but I just feel like that is just genius. And I want you to know how deep that is and how important that is for us moving forward, to have this, and not just this, but more to come of these breakdowns of words and the way that you did it. I feel like it's going to be epic for sure.
Gratitude. I
I
appreciate
definitely
it.
agree. I definitely agree, especially in this time. And I said it earlier, I'm being very careful with words I use. And I want to use words that are beneficial to well being. You know, and if, like I said, if I don't have nothing nice to say, I'm keeping my mouth shut. And that means I'm not going to say every type of word. I'm going to definitely, yeah. I like the fact that you also, with the consume to stroll. In my studies, when I used to study the Bible, I never just study it for face value. I had a strong Greek and Hebrew strong concordance Bible. I had the Quran, the Torah, and I would have all that in front of me studying that one Bible. And I always saw myself as it. I put myself in that story. I never saw myself separate from those people at that moment in that time. And the fact that you came to a space to write something like this, like you said, we all could be saying the same thing, just in different terminologies, using different words and using different perspectives. But we're all saying the same thing. And understanding what you're saying about mother, oh my God, I'm so grateful somebody said it, because I have nothing against the men, but it's our time now. It is our time to rise. It is our time to take a hold and embrace who we are. And also, as we take responsibility and accountability for ourselves, standing on the integrity of matriarch, the integrity of mother, the integrity of nature, being honest, and what's another word I can use? Deliberate. Being honest and deliberate about our being is divinely intimate. Is divinely sensual. Is so empowering. It is absolutely the truth. And I always say truth needs no validation. Truth just is. And I've received a whole lot of truth from these books the passages that you read from your book. And I like the fact that you've broken down the code, the spiritual codex, because I always saw the Bible as a code. I always saw that I raised in America, right? I was born and raised in America. And when we started using English and we started using periods and exclamation marks and commas and italicized words and we put that in the Bible is for the Englishmen to understand what the word of God was saying, right? In the original text, it was written in Greek, Hebrew, Arabic, and Latin. So the fact that you have this in there is like divinely connected to who I am. Because it also says, study to show thyself approved. That means investigate, get curious, be open-minded to go to different realms and different locations and cultures and their understanding and where they came from. And you've put all that into one space. You can't just take that book and read it as a book. Okay. No, you cannot
No,
take this book and read it as a book,
no,
baby. No,
no.
listen, just the little bit that you gave got me in. I don't even know the word I can use right now.
Look, you ain't, wait, hold on. That was just a description. Hold on. She ain't even got into the book yet.
That was just a description. God dang. Once I get into the book, Lord have
Hold
mercy.
on, wait a minute.
Go
She's
ahead, my
asking
sister.
you, like, cause she go through the alphabet. So, like, what do your names start with?
M.
M. Okay, so I asked her to read the M's that she break down, or a few
Okay.
of them.
Yes, and my name starts with M too. My name is Morgan.
And my name is Monique.
Yes, you know what's crazy? They was calling me Monique all summer long, but you know they certainly have. They
Oh
certainly
my
have.
gosh.
Yes. I'm gonna start at M, and I'm going to read a couple of M words just so we can get a feel of it. Since we're talking about the spirit, this is a word that I have included in my book, and the word is Mata. Mata. Mata is Osa, supreme deity. She is the omnipotent creator. She manifests through solar symbolism governing life's eternal cycle. This is birth, maturity, death, rebirth. Spiritually, Mata works with the ancestors as intermediaries, emphasizing subtle divine presence over physical form in African metaphysical order. So this is a closer word for Mata, the great one, she who is above, and it is symbolized by the sun representing eternal renewal. And the words in common are Mata, ancestor, solar, and rebirth. And I just wanted to introduce that word to y'all because I've been learning a lot about South Africa, and they are very, very centered on the divine feminine spirit. And I just wanted to give you another emanation of her. So I know people, when they talk about the Great Mother, they talk about Sophia. A lot of people talk about the Holy Spirit, and this is just another facet of her multifaceted presence. Okay. The next word, the next word I wanted to define is magi. So the magi, in singular form, the word is magus, and it denotes an ancient Persian priest, astrologer, or wisdom keepers, mastering alchemy, celestial prophecy, and sacred rites. Spiritually, biblical wise man that symbolize star seeds that guides channeling gnosis to awaken collective consciousness through multidimensional insight. The etymology, this is the Greek word magnos from the old Persian word magnus, which means priest or wise one. And the words in common are astrology, alchemy, prophecy, and star seed. The next word is Magium network. Marcelium network is a modern speculative or conspiratorial concept describing a hypothetical biotechnological grid linking consciousness and nanotechnology. The etymology is a contemporary neologism or uncertain origins, and the words in common are black goo, nanotechnology, hive mind, and conspiracy theory. The next word is magnetic. Magnetic describes attractive forces governing polarity, resistance, and energetic draw, compelling iron, or metaphorically souls or ideas. Spiritually, this is a heart-generated field aligned with synchronicities, universal attraction through coherent love frequency beyond physical idol stone. The etymology of this word is Magnus Lithos, or the magnesian stone, from Magnesia Thistale, and the words in common are polarity, renaissance, attraction, and heart. The next word is magnesium salt. Magnesium salt, Epsom salt, MgSO4, is a mineral compound used in spiritual baths to draw out toxins, calm the nervous system, to ground excess energy. Spiritually, it dissolves into an etheric sludge, and it relaxes the vagus nerve, and it creates a protective saline barrier against psychic attacks. The etymology of the word magnesium comes from Magnesia Greek, and salt comes from the Old English word silt. These words and comments are going to be Epsom salt, grounding, detox, nervous system, and bath. The next word is Magog. Magog embodies inner collective chaos, nations rising against divine order. The esoteric shadow forces unleashed before final purification. In end times prophecy, Gog and Magog test humanity's alignment with light versions of material allegiance. And the etymology of this word, this is a Hebrew word, Magog, meaning land of Gog, and it is mentioned in Genesis 10:2 as Japheth's son. The words in common are going to be Gog, chaos, end time, battle, and purification. The next word is Mayat. Mayat embodies the Kemetic principles and goddess of truth, balance, justice, and cosmic order, ensuring harmony between chaos, or Ishfit, and creation. Spiritually, she weighs the heart against her feather in Duat judgment, determining soul's ascension through integrity, equilibrium, and alignment with divine law. Her 7 principles, which are truth, balance, order, harmony, reciprocity, prosperity, and justice, govern ancient life and prophetic rule. Etymology, this is an Egyptian word, meaning truth or correctness, personified as Neteru, maintaining universal rhythm. And the words in common are balance, justice, Duat, feather, and Ishfit. The next word is Mayat feather. Mayat feather, the ostrich plume of truth, measures heart purity against the ego, heaviness in the afterlife. In the halls of true truth, the halls of true two truths, or the halls of Amentes. Spiritually, it symbolizes unadorned integrity, devoured by Amet if unbalanced, freeing worthy souls of Aru fields, or the fields of reeds, in eternal cosmic harmony. The etymology of this word is Egyptian, and the word is Swat, meaning feather. Mayat's emblem of perfect equilibrium, and the words in common are Mayat, heart, Amet, and ascension. The next word is Mansa Musa. Mansa first of Mali, the lion of Mali. Mansa Musa was the emperor of Mali's empire, often cited as the richest person in history. His pilgrimage to Mecca flooded Cairo with gold, destabilizing the economy. Esoterically, he is the black solar king, the embodiment of divine abundance. Etymology, this is Madinka Musa, the emperor, and Musa meaning Moses. The words in common are going to be gold, abundance, Mali, pilgrimage, and solar king. The next word is Mandela effect, or reality shift. The Mandela effect is a phenomenon where a group of people share a false memory of an event. Esoterically, it is interpreted as a timeline hopping, reality glitches, or temporal manipulation by hidden forces. The etymology of this book, it is coined by Fiona Broome in 2009 after Mandela's supposed death memory. And the words in common is timeline, glitch, parallel universe, collective memory, and stimulation. The next word is Marian apparition. The Marian apparition are supernatural appearances of the Virgin Mary to visionaries in Guadalupe, Fatima, and Lourdes, often delivering warnings, prophecies, or calls to prayer. Esoterically, they represent the Divine Mother's intervention in times of collective crisis, anchoring compassion and intercession. The etymology of this word, Marian, this is a Latin word for Maria, and apparition, which is Latin word for apparito, and the words in common are Virgin Mary, prophecy, divine mother, intercession, or vision. The next word is Merkida, the Queen of Sheba. Makeda is the legendary queen of Sheba who visited Solomon bearing gifts and seeking wisdom. In the Kebra Nagast, she bore Solomon a son, which is Menelik the First, the founder of the Solomonic dynasty in Ethiopia. Esoterically, she is the black queen of wisdom and the bearer of the ark. This is the etymology. This is an Ethiopian word, Makeda, which means greatness, and the Arabic word Bakalis. The words in common are Solomon, Ethiopia, Ark, Wisdom, and Dynasty. The next word is magic. Magic directs universal chi prana through will, symbols, ritual, and breath. Manifesting reality aligned with cosmic flow. Spiritually, star seeds amplify this via light body activation, transmuting density into divine co-creation through pure intention. The etymology of this word is magic, the art of the magi from Persian magus. And the words in common is will, ritual, energy, and light body. And the final word I'm going to read for y'all is matrix. A matrix is a womb, structure, or generative field from which something emerges. In mathematics, it is the grid of numbers. In biology, it is the tissue base. In metaphysics, it is the energetic grid or system that shapes reality. Spiritually, the matrix is often used to describe an illusionary or control-based structure that organizes human experiences, but also a sacred room through consciousness evolves. The etymology of this word is matrix, meaning womb, or pregnant animal, from mater, meaning mother. The words in common are going to be womb, grid system, control, creation, and source. Thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. No, thank you.
Too.
Woo! Shaka daka lucky. Woo! I have to take a deep breath. Hold on, let me mute myself. Wait a minute.
When do
Oh,
you breathe?
girl, that was woo.
Man, you can tell how complex her mind is because she
Yes,
goes
and
so
it's
deep into those
beautiful.
words. And I hate to
Oh.
keep bringing up your age, but 29.
What?
Are the mindset? I see a library before you. Like you are going to change the world with these books. I'm
Yes,
just telling
ma'am.
you that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because at 29, if you are already at this level, you are.
You imagine when she get
I don't even know
47.
what. There's not even a word that I could
Jesus
find.
Lord.
Because where I was at 29. We ain't even gonna talk about me. Let's go back to
That
you.
part. Come on, sis. That part.
Let's go back to you, baby. I just take my hat out to you because
Yes.
I be
Yes.
having to
Lord.
find myself in it. Like I have learned so much in just listening to you read these sections. So to go through the whole book was just like mind blowing, and that's real talk. That is real talk. It's like looking at Ascension. You know how they show you the memes where they say if this was a person and it'd be a word, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If silly was a person or whatever, I can't think of one specifically, but if Ascension and growth was a like I feel like that would be you because it's just I feel like
She's ascension
I'm a seed
manifested.
in the beginning, yeah. And when I
Mm-hmm.
finish hearing you, like I've already grown and tapped through the dirt already, and I'm shining in the light. Like
That
I
part.
can see so much more through what you're saying, and even the words. Like I told you, those first two words, it's gonna take me. And I'm not gonna even, I ain't gonna even say that again. But I'm learning how to say those words. So it's beautiful to learn stuff new. I feel like that just opens our brain up. And I'm a big fan of brain games and anything that taps into my brain and stimulates me mentally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It resonates with the soul.
it
It
does.
resonates with the soul. And see, oh man. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's take a moment of silence. Can we take a moment of silence, please? I gotta
Yes.
I gotta take a moment of silence just real quick. Just real. Gratitude.
I just want to thank y'all. Gratitude to y'all. As I keep on saying, someone told me in February to write the book. That's all they said. They said write the book. I didn't. This was the first book that I wrote, and it took me the longest out of all my books to write it. And I was writing it probably from February into the end of April, and then finish editing into May. And this is definitely a labor of love, and it warms my heart to hear y'all's reaction, just because when I got blinded by the light, all I could see was the words. And people have so many different beautiful gifts. Some people can only see the letters, some people can hear the notes, some people can feel the vibrations, but my gift is with the words. And I'm grateful that the words manifested in this way. And it's a confirmation. And I hope that these words can help y'all the way that the words have helped me, because as I'm going through and just reading it, I'm seeing different levels, I'm having different forms of understandings, and it's just building on top of the base level that I've already established. And so thank y'all, because that energy motivates me to continue to go, and it pushes this momentum forward. So I'm so grateful for the positive advice, the positive reactions, and the positive energy. Real shit.
Yeah, that right there is essential. It is the very essence of Mother, Matriarch, Matrix, Mahat, all of it. Divinely orchestrated by you. Um, it's a symphony. Symphony is like music, and it's not just any type of music. Um, it's it's the strings of the heart, right? If a person don't have words to say, by them not even speaking the word is enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like the silence is bliss. It knows that it resonated with their soul. And you've stringed, like, strategically string put the strings together to make an harmony, to make symphony, to make a sound. And the sound for me is clarity. The sound for me is abundance. The sound for me is prosperity in all areas of my life. The sound for me is everywhere that I go, every person in that city or that place is protected. The sound for me is I stand in my authority of who I am. The sound for me is, girl, you open up a fire in me and refined my ability to not be afraid to write. The sound for me is I know how to sing, but I'm a sing and I'm a sang the song for me. Like, it's no more about we shall overcome. No, we already overcame. That's the sound for me that I receive with this codex. That every lineage of me, every legacy of me that came through my womb is already good, is already protected. It already has a foundation, Afrocentric, Afro-centric, being in this space, knowing that when I leave this plane, that my children's children's have something to listen to, something to read, something about themselves that they can find in these books. So yes, you definitely will have a library full of information for those who needs inspiration, motivation, aspiration, who needs that push, that idea, who needs to be awakened and activated on their talents and their ability to perform in this reality, who needs, man, to learn how to overcome, to learn how to channel, to learn how to manifest. Like, girl, mm, 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 mm. 29 years old? Okay, 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 stop playing with her now. Stop playing with her now. Shit, stop. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm,
Pause.
mm,
Pause.
mm. Do
It's
you have
sweet.
children?
No, ma'am, I don't have any children.
Well, you got one right now. You got me. Shit.
Spirit
Shit.
Spirit told me that I was birthing a movement. And so
Mm.
so there's definitely what all of this is, and she talked to me specifically about that, about how a lot of mothers in this spiritual time would be giving birth to multiple things, but the thing that I would be birthing is a movement, a different thought process, a change of logic and wisdom, and it's an accelerated one. And so I'm just here to be the example. And I just wanted to say that I accept all of those things you just said up under me because I feel it as well. I'm just walking in my purpose and being diligent and patient. That's all I can do at this point.
Awesome. I'm glad that you patient.
Yeah, you
That
can
one
feel
part.
it. I
That's a
can feel
part
it.
right there.
Like, I love that patience in you, and I appreciate that because I said that last week. Like, you have an amazing patience, and that I take my hat out to you for that because that's something I'm learning and working on, and it's some, a lot of us are hard with because we move so fast, and we just have to learn to be diligent and just to slow the hell down.
That part.
Yeah,
That part.
and I've been they've been working with me on long suffering, and so like when we're talking about the alchemical process, right, it is understanding that we live in a microwave generation where people want things so freaking quickly, and things don't come quickly. It arrives at the pace of the earth, right, and trying to get in alignment with it. And so it's like, how long can you go until your breakthrough comes through? And when it comes to me, I'll know that it's fully for me and that patience is what's backing it. And so when I'm living and walking in patience, I'm just waiting to receive. And it's beautiful because it only starts because I choose to be patient with myself. And I'm learning that there's something that a lot of people don't have the ability to be. People are very, very hard on themselves. And I want to treat myself with love and with kindness and understanding, as well as that understanding. And that is what develops the patience that I have within myself. And because I see other people as a reflection of me, I have patience for them too. Because time don't exist, so what we rushing for?
That part. That
Facts,
part. That part.
facts.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's like I've worked well. So one of my business is as an orthodox healer. I am not normal. I've stopped saying that I'm normal. I've accepted the fact that I'm not from here. I'm in the body but not of the body. I'm in the world but not of this world. So with that analogy, I've recognized that anxiety and depression cannot exist in the moment of the day. Anxieties of the future and depressions of the past. In order to heal thyself, you got to face yourself. That means, why are you anxious about anything? Okay? Anything, especially outside of you. Materialistic stuff, right? Nothing wrong with having those things. It's like what you're talking about. If you do not have no patience, then you won't see virtue. Because they said patience is virtue. At the end of the day, what do you really want? Solidify what you really want. And when you solidify what you really want, that's when you stay in. Stay in that energy. Anything out of that is contrary to who you are. We are here in this plane to experience each other, to learn from each other, to grow from each other, to activate each other. And I really am thankful that we have some women like you and books by Donita that is spreading the gospel. That this I call this gospel, okay? Not spreading gossip, but just spreading gospel. When you spread that type of gospel, it allows people to recognize that whenever they're ready to make that decision, they know where to go. Whenever they're ready to make that move, they know who to listen to. Whenever they're ready to make that change, there are people here that can guide you. If y'all 15 million people in the background hearing what we're saying right now, because that's what I prophesy. Yeah. Y'all listening to us to what we're saying right now with this woman who has got the library started with these 3 books right here. It's 144.44. Look at that number. That's a frequency number. That's an energetic number. That's divinely orchestrated by her. You cannot get this nowhere else. 3 books in 1 transformation. Think about it. Think about it. I'm talking to that 15 million people that's listening in the background. There's no distance in the spirit. There's only distance in the location. Right?
Yeah, and the support is vital. It's vital really when, we talk about, getting ourselves and, getting ourselves into another position by removing ourselves out of the old positions. And if we're removing ourselves from the matrix and we're starting our own businesses, then we're 100% relying on our brothers and our sisters and our tribes and, our neighbors and those people to support what it is that we're doing, because that's how we eat. So, a lot of times it's one thing that's hard for us as a people to come together, because, when I see, people, when I scroll, if I scroll, because I don't like to scroll, because I don't want to see it, we know what we see, a lot of, and it's not supporting our own, and it's sad that we do that to each other. But for the people that do, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for chiming in when y'all can chime in. I have people that be at work and they still chime in, and you know what I'm saying? They still drop gifts and drop some love before they, pass on. And it's well appreciated, and you need to hear it, because you don't understand how hard it is once we make that leap. And, there's so much that we could do by ourselves, but then there's so much that has to be done together.
That part.
And it's not, once you get to a certain point, you can't proceed by yourself. That's why they say it's one movement, it's one walk, it's one tribe, it's one. We have to come together as one, and we have to put all the other things, the little things, the minute things that seem to block us from getting what we actually need and we actually deserve, from moving to that next level, just over something that can be, easily adjusted. And that's why they say we always should walk and walk with our head held high and stay positive, but we always have to work on aligning ourselves and making sure that we're walking in alignment and our chakras are aligned. And it's a constant work. That's why they talk about, you hear that quote that say, why I got to do whatever it is every day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like taking a shower. Like, you have to continue to do the work. One band, one sound. Yes. And it's continuous. It ain't nothing that you're going to be able to just put over in the corner and think that it's going to work for you. I'm constantly talking about writing and journaling and affirming and writing out gratitude, whatever works for you. I write it on my mirrors. I write it on the back of mail. I write it wherever I can write it, because it constantly inspires me to be better. It constantly inspires me to give my best, to put my best foot forward. So when I walk into those other rooms, I know what I'm bringing. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even worried about what the next person is bringing. But if you bring in something, it's so much more valuable. It's so grateful, whatever it can be, whether it's just a like, or you could go to that extent to support and purchase the books, or, whatever it is that we're doing, because there's so many people that are doing great things, and they're doing it from, you don't know what they're doing it from. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people paint these pictures and they think that it's all gravy, because, we didn't learn how to, make these pictures and create these amazing reels and all of that. But behind the scenes, we got to eat. and it's vital to the survival of the business that we've created, that we, these babies that's been carried for you don't know how many months. It's not a 9-month thing. Sometimes people are carrying these babies for years. And when they finally birthed it, like, I'm so happy just to see my name on a book, because I felt like it was important for me to do it. But it's bigger than that. Now it's like I gotta sell books because I gotta eat. So, we put these things up and we share these moments, and it's all beautiful and it's all good and dandy. But the reality is we have to support each other. We absolutely have to.
That's the
That's the
truth.
land.
And I want to say this. I'm gonna give you guys some, my thoughts on support. Trust and know that you're going to get everything that you need and desire because of who you are. Okay. When Alfred was talking about patience with self, have patience with the support also. Let the support show up however they need to. The support and finances with the money, that's coming automatically because you are currency. You are the currency. You are the value. You are the scriptures. You are the book. What's coming out of you, you're just putting on materialistic paper for someone else to read. But when they see you, they see the book. They see what you've been writing, and I just know that at the end of the day, money flowing from y'all and coming to you from the north, south, east, and west. Period. And people with money is going to invest in you. See, that's my type of support. I got the 144.44 in my mind. And I'm going to have that 144.44 in my finances to get these books. That's how I see things. That's how I move now. I don't say I don't got it no more. I see it. And then I become it. And then it manifests. And with that patience with myself, I detach myself from the outcome and how I receive it. You know what I'm saying? I don't attach myself on the how. I detach myself on the how and let the energies work itself out in that financial world, and the people that has the money to invest in me, and the people that has the means to support me. I'm not going to put any type of limitations on how it shows up. That 144 I deem necessary 0.44 to come into your life, Afro, into your bank account. They say wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. It says also we are blessed in the field, blessed coming in, blessed going in, coming out. We are the lender and not the borrower. Oh yeah, I know this. This is who we are. So I deemed every person that received the money to get this book that's listening in the background will get it. And I also speak patience on when it comes. I also speak calm and centered to receive it. Okay. So yeah, books by Danitri.
Danitri, yes,
You know,
ma'am.
I gotta break it down. I want to say your name, Danitri, with an attitude. Yes, 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 darling. So y'all already have the means. Y'all already have the materialistic manifestation of finances coming your way. Do not fret. Do not. I speak, wholeness in your mind, your body, and your spirit when it comes to your finances. And I speak nothing but abundance to the people that are listening in the background to give freely to you guys' businesses. And the people that will come you will receive, and you will see that your work has been done. Your work is beneficial to those that receive it. Okay. Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. This is more than just a mere conversation. This is what I call intimacy. This is what I
Accepted and
call
embraced.
intimacy.
Yes, yes, yes. Accepted and embraced.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And y'all allow me to activate my channeling and allow me to go within the spiritual realm and what I see. Use my imagination. I haven't done that in a minute because I've been into solitude and just relaxing my mind. I guess because I needed to receive this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just imagine anything now. I don't just want to imagine anything or have any kind of thoughts. So intentionally, I've been just quiet and relaxing and not overthinking. And books came online, and I saw it. And I said, "I'm coming in." I had no idea you was promoting my sister. Oh wow, wow! That's all I could say is wow. This is what beauty looks like. Good, good. This is what beauty looks like. This is what sisterhood looks like.
Most
Yes.
definitely. Most definitely. I appreciate both of y'all for joining. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like, and it feels good.
Yes. Feels
It
good.
feels good. It feels so good.
Doesn't it bring out the little child in you? I don't know about y'all, it does for me. You know, when you were when I was a little girl, I feel like that little girl when I wanted to play with the next door neighbors' children, and I couldn't because I had to be protected. Well, now that little girl has been freed. Now she can play. Now she can be, you know, giddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, like that type. Oh, I got some friends now. Oh my God. I got that type. That's how I feel right now. That's what you guys have done. You freed that little girl I had bound. That story and that narrative I had over her. She's free now. She's free.
I'm glad that we were able to allow you to do that. You know, you are always welcome to come and release and tap into her because I definitely tap in a lot. I'll be skating. I'll be doing all the things that I used to love as a child. I'm definitely
Yes.
gonna tap into it.
Yes.
And it brings a freedom about me and a peace about me that people don't understand. But you know, I'm a 49-year-old big ass kid, and it is
Yes,
what it is.
ma'am.
It is what it is. Would you like to read something from X if you have time, Morgan, from the letter X?
What the letter? Yeah, I can. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. Girl, my computer moving slow. I see. You was talking about charging your laptop on that Android. I be charging my laptop on that Android charger, and it be having my computer moving so slow.
Oh, really? I was wondering how well it worked.
It works. It's just it's not getting the full power it need because of the charger block. And so like that's why I can't I will be able to soon, but it's causing me it's delaying everything. And so it be giving me the blues so bad because I can't do what I want to do.
Well, we don't mind the silence. Look, I'm learning the patience and the sitting still and all of that. It feels beautiful. Look, we ain't in no rush.
That's
But I'm not in
cool.
a rush.
I'm not in no rush either. There you go. It just popped on. Um You know, it just feels like something new coming. That's what the energy feels like. It's very, very strong. That's what I was saying at the beginning when we first got on live. Like the mother's presence is just very, very heavy. It's resting on me. And so my brain is just like putting pieces together super, super fast today. It's been dope, to be quite frank with you. I know what I need to do. I know what actions I need to take, and it's just a knowing.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's the growth and ascension. It's just the feeling. It is one of those things. That's, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Basically, when you say lost for words, and I laugh about that because I'm being a writer. Like, I'm hardly ever lost for words, and it's one of those situations where I'm just speechless.
That's exactly, I think just me and Time just got dropped off of the panel. If you want to send her a request so she can come back up. I think that that's one of the keys when it comes to just knowing. We are at this point where we just know, like, it ain't even no words that need to be said at this moment, because we already know and we all feel it, because we are all one for real. So it's just on a whole different level. It's crazy to be even explaining stuff in that way.
That's true. So true.
Yeah, ladies, I was texting the home health aid nurse, um, and I guess I pooped myself out. But anyways, you was talking about the X. You was going to did you find it?
Yes, I'm pulling it up right now as
Okay.
we speak. Here
At
we go.
2:22, let's go.
That girl, 322 over here. Let's
Yeah, that's
go.
powerful. XYZ. This W. Here we go. X. All right. XX. XX is the sex chromosome pattern in human where an individual has two X chromosomes. That's 46 XX chromosomes, typically associated with the development of ovaries and female-coded psychology. In esoteric register, XX can be read as a double feminine data stream, a dense field of receptive, rational, and memory-holding coding that interfaces with the ancestors, the web of life, and the dark feminine as deep field memory keeper. Etymology from 46XX notion, where X is the standard symbol for the X chromosome in human karyotypes. The letter X itself was first used in early xenogenetics to denote the sex-linked chromosome that does not behave like the numbered autosome. And the words in common are chromosome, sex determination, feminine, ancestral field, receivership, and memory coding. The next word is XY. XY is the sex chromosome pattern in humans where an individual has one X and one Y chromosome, 46 XY chromosome pairs, typically associated with the testes and male-coded psychology in the standard binary model. Esoterically, the XY pairing can be read as the patriarchal lineage vector, a channel-oriented tower projection, propagation, and outward action, which can be deserted into dominance or subblended into service, protection, and initiation. Etymology from 46XY notion, where X and Y are recognized symbols for the two sex chromosomes of the human genome. Y was named as the second distinct sex chromosome linked after X. The words in common are chromosome, sex determination, masculine, patriarchy, projection, and lineage acts of activation. The X gene. In biology, there is no singular X gene, but the X chromosome carries hundreds of genes that influence brain function, immunity, and hormone regulation. These are often called X-linked genes. In your metaphysical frame, the X gene can be ritualized as the alpha code of the feminine axis, the deep memory-laden, rational database of the organism that shapes perception, empathy, and psychic sensitivity that can be modulated by consciousness, ceremony, and lineage work. The etymology from the X-linked gene, a term coined to genetics to describe genes located on the X chromosome. The X derives from the earlier use of X to label the sex chromosome. The words in common: X-linked, chromosome, feminine code, memory field, empathy, and psychic sensitivity. The next word is X-Men. X-Men is a Marvel superhero team whose mutant members are defined as X gene in the fiction, a genetic mutation that grants superhuman abilities and often triggers social perception and liberal struggles. In the comics' internal lore, the X gene is often placed or related to the 23rd chromosome pair XY, framing mutants as homo superior evolution born from the hidden X-linked potential. In allegory, the X-Man functions as an archetype of the awakened soul in the diaspora, marked by stigma yet oriented towards service, leadership, and reconciliation of opposite forces. Etymology from X-Men, a branding coined by Marvel Cosmics in the 1960s. The X stands for both unknown and for extraordinary, and later refitted into the lore to the X gene and the X chromosome. See the words in common, which would be mutant, X gene, diaspora, perception, service, integral archetype. And the next word is Xhosa. The word Xhosa is a Bantu-speaking ethnic group in southern Africa, historically centered in the Eastern Cape of South Africa, known for rich oral traditions, initiation symbols like Aluku for boys and Nonjune, type rituals for girls, the symbolic art such as beadwork and geometric patterns. Esoterically, the Xhosa functions as a proto-initiatory lineage whose click language and ritual grammar encode an ancient syntax of the Black soul, preserving a bridge between ancestral memory, laid identity, and the threshold world of the dead and the living. From Xhosa, the self-distinguished name of the people pronounced with a soft click, and the click consonant is represented in writing by the X in the Latinized orthography of Isis Xhosa. See words in common. Those words are Isis Xhosa, click language, initiation, ancestral memory, oral tradition in Southern Africa. That is the entire chapter of X, and I'm still working on building my X chapter. So if y'all come across some more X words, please let me know. I think the letter X in and of itself is very interesting. X equals 5. 5 is Ma. Ma is intelligence. Ma is matriarchal. Ma is the great mother. And so anytime I see the X, I know that it is a standout variant, and I hope that you guys have learned something when it comes to using the letter X.
X-ray.
You right. You right. Hold on.
And I'm going to tell you, when you started reading the X, right, you know the first thing that came up in my head before you started reading about the X? X-Men. And then you went at, girl, ooh, I love you. Oh my God. I finally got some, listen, this is the, ooh. So, go ahead, finish. I gotta stop.
That's perfect. Just because you are absolutely correct. When we're talking about people, and I say this almost every live when I'm on live with Denitria, people are waiting on their superpowers, and they know they coming any day now. And so the X section tells you exactly what it is that's getting ready to happen to us. We have X genes, and as you saw through the definition of X-Man, X means unquantifiable, it means unknown. And so we are X chromosomes, XX. So they have no clue to what extent we can operate and work. That's why they label us as the X, and that's 5. 5 equals Ma is intelligence. And so we have a superior type of intelligence that's getting ready to be unleashed. So we're sitting under the sun. We're sitting under artificial suns, and they're called tokamas. And that's going to be a word I add to the next variation of this book. But the tokama is an artificial sun that was created in Russia. And we have several tokama machines in the United States that is giving us fake heat, but it's keeping the radiation back behind the clouds. Right. And so the sun, our actual sun, Ra, it is behind it, and it is sending us solar flares. And the solar flares are impacting us on a genetic level. And those solar flares will be unlocking the X gene. The X gene holds ancestral codes inside of it. And so as we continue to speak the truth, as we continue to meditate, as we continue to detox, as we continue to vibrate high, those X genes, because of the solar flares, will be unlocked, and every single ancestral gift that has ever been within your lineage on your maternal side. So if someone was a dream walker, if someone is a healer, if someone is to be a medicine man, if someone is to be the lady, like all of those gifts, if you were born with a veil over your eyes throughout lifetimes. They all are being unlocked in us presently. And so we will be mutating into the X-Men, but the academic term for this is a meta sapien. This is someone who has evolved through spiritual practices. And so I love looking at words that start with X. Anytime you see an X, just know that it is a genetic mutation. So like in South Africa, they have two tribes. One of them is known as the O. That's the original tribe. And the other one is recognized by the X. And that is the tribe that went through the genetic mutations. And so these people have radioactive blood within their bodies. And so when the solar flares hit them, their blood is going to become radioactive in a way that people have never seen before. And so it's a lot of stuff held within us as melanated copper beings that is ready to come out. And if we continue to be patient, we will see it in its own totality. Yep.
And this is why I need those millions. This is why I need to be financially in the millions to build. Wow.
Your aura is really pretty.
Whew, thank you. I never thought that, like, because I know my purpose, right? But it got to be something more.
Right around the corner. It's like it's
Yes!
almost within hand's reach. Like
Yes!
you can almost catch it. You can taste it for sure.
Yes!
Like, and it's crazy because I was just talking about the law of attraction yesterday and how, when I first read it, I was a lot younger, and it was saying, you walk that walk, talk that talk. You have to put your mindset in the place of where you're already headed. You know what I'm saying? So go test drive that car. Don't wait on the check to drop. Go test drive that car.
That
Go
part.
look at that house.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Go,
That's
walk
right.
that walk. And
Yes.
I think it was just this morning that I was hearing something, and she was talking about dressing up and all of that stuff. And a lot of people don't understand us as a people particular and why we do the things we do, why and how we do it, right? And why we so-called, let's put parentheses around it, overdo it. But it's not that we overdo it. It's just that
That's
we
just
feel it. We know
naturally.
who we are.
Yes.
We're walking in that. That's why I dress like
Yes.
this. That's why I walk
Yes.
like this. That's
That's why I
talk
talk like this. That's why I
And-
move like this.
And that's what it is.
Yes.
In
Yes.
case you didn't
Yes.
understand.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, y'all have phoned me. I'm overflowing right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am overflowing right now. My mind is like so explosive. Like that's the only word I can use. You know how you have an orgasm? That's what my mind is having.
That's what I
That's
said.
what my
about
mind is having right now, an orgasm.
Stimulation. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
I
sir.
talk
Yes,
about
sir.
that. I talk about that in dating a lot because that's what I need you to do for me. I don't want a man to approach me and say, "I got this. I could provide," and I understand what you could provide. I want to hear that too. But first, I want you to mentally stimulate me. And that's what's going to draw me in. And then I'm going to listen. Like, then I'm more prone to hearing you all the way out because then you got my full-fledged attention. And now we can sit down and then let's plan some things,
Yeah, that part
When he can
right
do
there.
that, like, I'm good, yeah.
Okay. And see, now this connects the reason why I love movies. The reason why I love, and I love certain type of movies. I love all of DC. I love all of Marvel. When I say I love it, I literally do. I've been doing this since I've been young. Comic books. I used to pick characters like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. My idol was Whitney Houston. And I trained my voice like hers. I mean, this right here has this like literally activated my ancient self. I've seen I used to have posters pictures on my wall of ancient architect, right? My fiance, he has some of it now, where we have Raw, we have the Emperor, we have different Malcolm X and what's his name, Marvin Gaye. We have, we have a whole lot of ancient pictures on our wall, and I'll be moving soon. So the fact that she's talking about this in her book, it just brings back that wholeness and that connection to myself, and not just to myself, but to everybody else around me, because I'm attracting who I am. I'm also attracting what I need, and it just gave me a mental orgasm. That's as light as I can say it. It's like I've been mentally effed. And guess what, Afro? Oh man. Like you said, you don't gotta put no words to it. What's understood don't need no explanation. You don't have to put a word. That silence is bliss. So once again, I'm like, yeah.
What's understood is understood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And there's no limitations to it though. It's not what I thought. It's not this physical materialistic world that I'm in right now. It's the mental, spiritual world that I knew I was, and I knew that I am, and I know that I am. It's just great to know that someone else sees me. It's great to know that someone else has the ability to activate me. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Tapping in, yeah. And that's the one.
oh,
I feel like that's the one thing, and that's when we come together and realize that we're on the same playing field. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
We're in
yes.
alignment with the same thoughts, and that it brings us together in a
And
certain
that you're
way.
not
Like I've been knowing you
alone.
for a while, so I felt
Yes, you're
like
not alone. You're not alone in your thinking. You're not alone. You're not
yeah,
alone. Oh man, that feels so freaking good to know that I am not alone in my thinking. Mm.
definitely.
And that's the greatest feeling, is being able to come online and give people that confirmation that they ain't tripping. And
That
that's what I
part.
always, yes. And that's what I always walk away from these lives feeling like I've confirmed for people, because it's people out here, they have been screaming from the mountaintops, the rooftops for years about this stuff, and people just look the other way. And then my gift is to give them, I guess, what academic sources, and to me that ain't nothing but white people paperwork to prove to other people that what they've been saying this whole time is true. Like, you have some people who are so instinctively tapped into this, and they seen it firsthand. No one had to tell them. They didn't have to go and watch a Jamal Rashad video. They already knew what was
Mm-hmm.
going on because they were led by the spirit, and because they didn't have the white man paperwork to show the other individuals, this is what I'm talking about, this is what I'm trying to say, people just dismiss them. And so I try to go out of my way not only to incorporate white man paperwork, but also to incorporate like tangible evidence for people so that they can go back and slam it in motherfuckers' face and be like, I told y'all niggas this shit.
That part.
And now I'm waiting
That
for
part.
you were right. I'm waiting for those you were right text messages and phone calls and stuff, because they're coming. And it's because people have refused to accept this parts really of themselves, because all of this that people refuse to see was them refusing parts of themselves. And so it's a good feeling to be able to
Mm.
provide that type of peace and solace to people so that they can stop worrying and go on with the next part of their ascension, because they're already there.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Very well said.
Y'all told Soul Goddess was good, y'all. Those my peoples right there.
Peace, love, and light. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for tapping the screen, and I appreciate the gifts.
Yes, tap that screen till your finger green, baby.
Yeah, the gifts for everybody. And the panel deserves it too. So gratitude.
Did you find you said you want to add X-Men, right? I mean, I'm not
Yes,
X-Men, X-Ray.
yes.
Okay.
If you want me to, I can read one more chapter before I go. I released
Okay.
2 new episodes today on my podcast, and so I know it's people over there looking for me as well.
Okay, well tell the people where we can find your podcast.
Oh, okay. So first I wanted to say that today I'm released 2 episodes, and this proportion is called The Remembrance. And so I've been saying for the last 2 weeks we're no longer in the awakening stage of spirituality. We're now at the stage of remembrance, and we are remembering everything that we're supposed to know. So we're not learning, we're remembering what we already knew in oneness. And right now I'm putting out like firsthand documentations that's proven that we were aboriginal to this land first. And so today I went over, I want to say it's called the Williams letter, and it talks about how the aboriginal people were dark swarthy people, and how they acted in the land and related to the Europeans before colonization. The next episode I put out, it just came out an hour ago at 1:44 p.m. Is the Virginia racial law that legally reclassified us as Negro before we were labeled as Indian or Aboriginal. And so it's giving people the actual information and forcing them to remember what they choose to forget. The podcast in and of itself, you can find it on 50 different podcasting platforms worldwide. And you can also click the link in my bio, but it is just the Afrocentric Podcast by Morgan. Everything is green. You'll be able to see it. I've been podcasting for the last 4 years. This season is on Black spirituality, melanated spirituality throughout the diaspora. And so going through history, I just finished doing the revelations, and the Bible talks about how the revelations will be poured upon us, old and young, to be able to see visions and to dream dreams. And I just wanted to take time out and put some information out that confirms that people are seeing in the spirit, they're singing and swaying and dancing in the spirit, discussing resistance, the revolution through the spirit, a lot of different topics that is specifically for our groups of people so that we can unify and come together. And it's been a work of love and labor. All my music has jazz behind it to help with the regulation of the nervous system. So even as you sit up there listening to it, it'll be healing you, plus my gamma wave frequency that's coming through my throat as I'm speaking and reading and preaching and teaching. And so tap in. Is beautiful, and I'm gonna keep going until they cut the lights off in this bitch. That's how I go.
That part. That part.
Yes.
That part.
The revolution will not be televised.
That part. Come on now.
No, it will not. And so it's been a lot of fun, a lot of confirmation, and I love what you were saying earlier about the help, because the help is already here. The supporters, the fans, it's already here.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
So it's interesting because that's something the spirit was talking to me about earlier this morning while I was on the toilet, about how I could see
That's your
them.
throne too?
I guess.
I'm sorry. My bad. Girl, you be quiet.
That's so funny.
You be
That's
quiet.
hilarious because that's how I do it. And she's just showing me that it's 10,000 strong, and they coming in very, very strong, and I'm waiting on that.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have some free time, just go out and check it out. It's for us and by us, and it's free. And you'll learn something new at the very least.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I'm like dropping. I'm speechless. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless. Like, okay.
I'm in the same mode. I think we done talking for the day.
What? Girl. Mm-mm-mm. This is better than Campbell, I'm gonna tell you that. This is way better than Campbell, baby. This is food for the soul. I'm gonna tell you that. That for sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna read this this D, the section of D, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go, okay? Okay. So this first word is divinity. Divinity refers to the state or quality of being sacred or godlike. It can denote a deity, the nature of God, or the transcendent aspect of ultimate reality. This is Latin from the word divinus, meaning, or from divinus, meaning godlike. See words in common that is going to be deity, sacred, transcendence, and Godhead. The next word is divine feminine. The divine feminine is a theological and symbolic concept representing feminine aspects of divinity, such as reciprocity, creativity, compassion, intuition, and generative power. It appears in goddess traditions, mythical Christianity, and modern spiritual movements as a balancing principle to masculine symbolism. The Latin word divinus, of a god, and femina, meaning woman. And the words in common is goddess, creativity, intuition, and balance. Divine masculine. The divine masculine is a symbolic expression of masculine aspects of divinity, also associated with structure, action, protection, and generative force. In spiritual discourse, it represents balance, strength, aligned with ethical responsibility and harmony with the feminine principle. The etymology of this word, this is Latin for divinus, meaning godlike, and masculinus, meaning male. The words in common is structure, action, protection, and balance. Divine union. Divine union weaves the sacred marriage, harmonious merging of masculine, divine masculine, which is will, structure, and action, and divine feminine, which is reciprocity, intuition, and flow. These energies within the self or between the soul align partners, producing wholeness, balance, and co-creative power. Internally, it heals the split between logic and emotion, yielding the alchemical rebelness or true self. Externally, it manifests as a covenant partnership obtained to further cosmic purpose, where two become one flesh and one spirit mission. This etymology is from the word divinus, of God, and unio, meaning union or oneness. And the words in common is sacred marriage, Helios Gammas, twin flame, or alchemical ribus. The next word is DJ pillar. The DJ pillar is an ancient Egyptian symbol associated with stability and the god Osiris. It appears in temple reliefs, amulets, as a sign of endurance, restriction, and structural strength. And this is from the Egyptian word DJ, meaning stability or enforced. The words in common are stability, resurrection, symbol in Egypt. The next word is doctrine. Doctrine is a formal body of teaching or principles presented as an authoritative without a religion, ideology, or institution. It organizes belief into structured system for institution and continuality. The etymology of this word is doctrina, meaning teaching, from the word doxir, meaning to teach. And the words in common is teaching, dogma, belief, or system. The next word is dogma. Dogma is an established principle or set of beliefs accepted as authoritative within religious, philosophical, or ideological systems. While it preserves tradition and cohesion, rigid dogma may discourage questioning or reinterpretation. And this word, the etymology, is from the Greek word dogma, which means opinion or decree. And the words in common is doctrine, belief, orthodoxy, or authority. The next word is Dolly the sheep. Dolly the sheep, from 1996 to 2003, was the first mammal cloned from an adult somatic cell using nuclear transfer, created by scientists at the Roslin Institute in Scotland. Her birth marked a milestone in genetic research and bioethic discussions surrounding cloning. The etymology, naming after the singer Dolly Parton, referencing the mammary gland cell used in the cloning process. And the words in common are clone, DNA, genetics, or bioethics. The next word is doula. A doula is a trained support professional who provides emotional, physical, and informal assistance to individuals during childbirth, postpartum recovery, or end of life care. The role emphasizes advocacy, comfort, and the continuality of care. The etymology of this word is Greek. It is the Greek word doule, which means female servant or woman who serves, and the words in common is birth, support, transition, or care. The next word is dream catcher. A dream catcher is a willow hoop with a webbed net and feathers originating from a wabi as a protective talisman. It filters dreams. Good dreams pass through the center hole to the sleeper, while bad dreams tangle in the web and dissolve at sunrise. Now Pan-Indian, it symbolizes cultural pride and spiritual protection. And this word is Abagwe Aswamin, which means spider. And in Lakota, this word is Nhanjabla Gamunka, which means dream snare. And the words in common are protection, dream spider, abajwe, talisman, and web. The next word is dream incubation. Dream incubation is the internal practice of planting a question, request, or intention before sleep in order to receive guidance, healing, prophecy, or experience in the dream state. In ancient temples and modern spiritual practice, this is done through ritual, meditation, prayer, or focused visualization, inviting a deity, ancestor, or a guide to speak through the dream. In Afrocentric frames, a dream incubation is a decoding ritual where the soul learns to ask the right questions and the ancestors answers in symbols, voices, scenarios that heal, warn, or instruct. From the Latin word incubare, which means to lie upon, originally meaning to lie on a sacred bed or floor in a temple to receive healing or prophetic dream. The words in common is intentional dreaming, Uranus, oracle dream, night revelation, ancestral communication, as well as prophetic sleep. The next word is dream walker. Dream walkers journey through the astral nightscape, shamanic adept or psychotic gift who enters lucid dreams at will, navigates the dreamscape, which is the 4D astral plane, interacts with spirits, ancestors, or other dreamers to receive information, heal trauma, or alter reality from the seed level. Unlike ordinary lucid dreamers, the true dream walkers can enter other people's dreams as weavers or observers, materialize dream fragments into physical, briefly, remote view across continents, and even open portals between dream worlds and walking life. They operate drug-free, often aided by spiritual assistance, and serve as night side healers who dissolve nightmares, guide lost souls, and plant seeds of awakening in the collective unconscious. The etymology of this word is Old English meaning dream, which is joy or dream, and walkan, which means to walk, the shamanic term for the Siberian Tungus traditions via Carl Jung's dream work. And the words in common is lucid dream, astral project, shaman, and weaver. Dream work is the next word. Dream work is the practice of exploring, remembering, and engaging with your dreams as living language of the soul rather than random brain noise. It includes journaling, reflection, ritual, and sometimes guided techniques to uncover the emotional, psychological, and spiritual messages hidden in dream images and symbols. Unlike rigid dream diaries, dream work honors that each person has their own unique dream language, and the meaning of a symbol can shift across time, language, and circumstances. In spiritual work, dream work is treated as a direct channel to the unconscious, ancestors, guides, and higher self. The etymology of the word dream work is a compound of the English word dream, the vision of sleep, and work, Old English weir, which means deed or activity. So dream work literally means working with dreams. And psychoanalyst dream work also refers to the inner process of displacement, condensation, and symbolism that can turn unconscious thoughts into dream images. See words in common, that would be dream, symbol, unconscious, lucid dreaming, shadow work, night, subconscious, and inner guidance. The next word is duality. Duality refers to the existence of two complementary or opposing principles, such as light and dark, or matter and spirit. A psychologist, what is this? Psychophilosophy. It describes systems in which reality is structured around paired contrasts. Etymology, this is the word for dualist of two or duo. Two in the words in common is polarity, opposition, balance, and unity. I'm going to stop there for you. So, yes, this is the 2026-2027 Afrocentric Spiritual Codex. It is available for purchase. And again, this is for people who are in the beginning stages of spirituality to moderate stages of spirituality. And you will be able to see more updated versions of this book. I'm constantly tweaking and adding and finding new words for the book. And I hope that this book helps you as much as it helps me. Gratitude and Ashe.
Gratitude. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Gratitude.
So, ladies, I'm about to go ahead and get myself together for school. I'm going to tell you like this. Did I follow you? We follow each other, Afro?
I think so. I feel like I've seen some of your videos before.
Yeah, I thought we friends. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead to school. I gotta marinate on some of those words that you were saying. Yeah, and I'm a wordsmith, so
Send me your email. I'll send you a free copy of
Okay.
this codex for sure.
okay, okay. Thank you, because shh. Phew. I'm overwhelmed, so
Sharing.
I'm overwhelmed.
Gratitude
Yes,
for
you take
sharing.
some time and decompress.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
It creates a priceless, peaceful moment because everybody's speechless. Like I said,
Mm-hmm. It released,
end-
renewed. Yes, it definitely renewed and released some things for me. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
yes, I'm gonna end the live as well. I'm gonna
Okay.
end with a poem. We started off talking about journaling, writing, and releasing, and that's where it all starts. Of course, she had to write this stuff down and get it to a book. So always keep that in mind that you have it in you too to sit down and tell your story, however you want to tell it, and don't let anybody rewrite your story. Write it the way you want it. Tell it the way you want to tell it from your perspective because it's your story. So we're going to end with this is Shake That Shit Off and Write About It journal. It starts with a poem and then you can journal your life all the way throughout the journal. So snaps. I like snaps to start the poem off, if y'all don't mind. Little snaps in the chat, little snap. Shake that shit off. It's negative. It's depressing. It's not even your shit. It's his shit. It's her shit. It's work shit. It's past shit. Don't take that shit in. Don't take that shit home. Shake that shit off. Shed it. Release it. Let it go gracefully. And don't look back. It don't look good on you. It don't smell good on you. Therefore, it is not good for you. Shake it off. Shake off the baggage. Shake off the worries. Shake off the other people's drama. Shake off the anxiety or whatever anxiety is. Shake off the anger. Shake off the fear or whatever that means to you. Shake off the lack of. Shake off the pressure to be. Shake off the pressure to belong. Shake off the self-doubt. You deserve it. So shake that shit off. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to end it here. Let me drop y'all so y'all won't lose y'all's coins. Thank everybody for joining. Thank y'all for the likes, the shares, the gifts, and sharing and speaking is a big thing to come up on the panel. So you are appreciated. it definitely makes it a nice book study for us to learn from somebody else's perspective and from, the books that they produced outside of just my own, because it's not just about what I publish as a collective, it's about what we can learn from each other. So anybody who's not following Morgan Gray, you can follow her at Afrocentric Podcast. Check out her podcast. Check out her 4 books. Get that book bundle because that's a good deal. You can inbox her for details. And we are going to say, have a great day. Make sure you take out some time to smell the flowers, baby.
Yes.
Peace, love, and light.
Peace.
Have a good day.